The Yummy Mummy Club.
We all know there's a new face of fatherhood, but what are delicious daddies actually feeling? What's going on in the minds of dads? Well, Adam Growe should know. He's a father of 3, and he's written a one-man show called The Mom and Pop Shop about parenthood. And now he's going to share with us, well, he's going to rant for us, how he feels about being left alone with his kids.
Yes, dads, today we are expected to be much more involved with our children, which is all fine and dandy. But in reality, just because we're more involved with our children doesn't necessarily mean we're more comfortable with them. All that means really is that unlike my dad or his dad, instead of being unfamiliar with my young children, I live in constant fear of being left alone with them. I'll admit it. I find it daunting to be left alone with my kids. My wife's getting on her coat to leave the house. I'm like, where are you going? I'll do the grocery shopping. I love grocery shopping. Where are you going? I'll go to your book club. Well, you haven't read the book either. Where are you going? I'll do a home bikini wax. Just don't leave me alone. And that's just for the short trips. My wife goes away for a 5-day beach holiday by herself every year. Well, of course, when she was breastfeeding, she took our youngest with her. And here's something you might not know. If you plan to leave the country with a child without your spouse, you need a note. If I wasn't going to be with her, I had to write a letter giving my wife permission to cross the border with our children. Now that she's not breastfeeding, she goes on her beach holiday all by herself. And I think there should be a law preventing her from leaving the country without our children. Being home alone startles people I tell. I tell people I do that for 5 days by myself. They can't believe it. And even for the short trips. I just picked up my kid, my youngest, from our preschool with 2 other dads who were picking up their daughters, and we're strolling home. People were looking at us confused, like, oh, they couldn't be grandfathers. They're not old enough. They're not babysitters or nannies. It's completely unimaginable for people that a dad would be in charge for a day or for any length of time. The point is, no matter how times have changed or what's expected of us contemporary dads, a dad home alone with his children startles some people, especially me.